Good evening, and I don't want to say welcome to Talking Technical. I want to say welcome to the bubble show of the world because markets are just rejoicing. I mean, nothing can go wrong. I am flooded with requests, but the beauty is, everybody is looking for buying signals. And the problem with this market is that the market is not offering us any buying signals. It's telling us the market has rallied way too fast. So, so that's why I call it a bubble show. If you look at any chart over the medium to a long term, I think I picked up today 2 shares that is offering a nice technical opportunity for maybe a rally that's coming from quite a low base. But the rest is flying. I mean, the S&P 500, let's call it record highs. The Nasdaq doesn't even know about a pullback. In actual fact, the other day I said, excuse me, a 0.5 point pullback on the S&P is seen as a massive correction. I mean, our market, 5,000 points in a matter of 2 weeks is absolutely unheard of. I've seen that before, but I know that we're in a bubble. But of course, nobody will believe me because I don't think there's anyone watching the show that is actually knowing the word correction. If you talk about a bear market, they think it is a new computer game or something like that. Okay, let's kick off with, oh yes, Graham asked about Ellies. Graham, of course, this is a daily chart, and I mean, Ellies is just doing exactly what the rest of the market is doing. It is flying. I mean, it consolidated here around 21 cents. Look at it. I can maybe show you there was a tiny little inverse head and shoulder, and there you are. There's the left shoulder. There was the head. There was the right shoulder. What is the target of this? The target of this is around 24 cents. And what happened to Ellies? Ellies just got away, and it just went from 21 cents to, 33 cents in 2 trading days, and everybody is just happy. And I know nobody will believe this Harami candle. Harami candle in a bullish candle is always just telling you that maybe the share just rallied too far. But in nowadays, if you see a Harami, especially if you see a lower shadow here, that means the next morning you must just go in and buy. Well, my friend, unfortunately, I'm still of the old school. I'm worried about this lamp pole formation. And for me, I will get nervous about Ellies below 26 cents. Then it will worry me. But I mean, for the moment, Ellies looks wonderful. I mean, it had a rally. Can you believe it started in July on 8 cents and it's now 32 cents. So if you invested, let's call it 10,000 Rand in Ellies, whoops, it's now 40,000. So nothing wrong with that. Well, let's have a look at Vusi's request. He said, Frans, can you maybe look at the Brent chart here? And I just want to, let's just close that one there. And let's close that one there. And make this one maybe a little bit thicker. Let's have a look here. There you are. Let's just take that away. Sorry, Vusi. There you are, Vusi. Well, you asking about Brent. And I mean, Brent, can you guys remember about 18 months ago, Brent oil went to 0 that one night. But now it is at 82 and it is flying. And I mean, look at this chart. Low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low. It's all the charts. It's from the left to the right to the top. Beautiful chart. And well, Vusi, the bottom line is this chart is showing beautiful upward momentum. And there you are. And the first warning signal will be below 81.19. Above that, my friendo, just blue sky. And if you look at it above 85.27, I'm sure the natural level will be 90. And you will know that tonight I'm a little bit sarcastic. And why? Because nobody can believe that this market can pull back. They just believe it's one way to the top and it will be there forever. Let's have a look here. There's your trend line, Vusi. Medium term trend is still healthy in place. And there you are. I will use that point. Only below 76.8 Brent crude will give us a technical warning. Otherwise, going like a Boeing. Well, let's have a look at Distell. And I know that the deal has been done. Somebody asked a very interesting question about that. And that made me think that maybe I must just explain it to you. Now, Martin asked about Distell, and he said, well, Frans, the deal was struck at, I think, 165 or 180 share, but he wants to know, why did the share rally above that before the announcement? Now, I said to him, listen, what you usually do is you see people buy on the rumor, and then they chase the share up, and then eventually, when the news are almost out, they will sell the fact. So they will hear, okay, the deal will go through, and then what they will do is they will sell it. And the warning was here, and that's why what I wanted to show you guys on the show tonight. Look at this head and shoulder formation. Yes, it did play out, and we know now that unfortunately South Africa is going to lose another brilliant company. That is so bad because we've lost quite a few over the years, and it's just so hard sore because the market is getting fewer and fewer shares, and eventually I think for the bigger fund managers, not like a guy like myself, I mean, I trade the Aussie and the volume is always there for a 1 or a 2 contract, but for a guy that is maybe managing, let's say, R1 billion or whatever the case may be, he needs to pick some shares. Now if you look at it, there's the left shoulder, there's the head, and there's the right shoulder. And what happened, you will see here, it played out to the T, Martin, if I just do the extension there. So that was buy on rumor, and when the news were out, they sold it. So some of the clever guys maybe knew already that it is a little bit overcooked. They saw this head and shoulder, they went short, and look at all these warning candles. There's a classic shooting star, there's a tweezer top, there's the left, the head, the right shoulder, and maybe there's that gap. I doubt if it will close that gap. And unfortunately, we'll see this brilliant company going down, suspended, and then eventually not suspended, off the market. But at least some guy gets, or the company gets 40 million rand. Well, let's have a look at SASOL. Ruben is asking about SASOL. Ruben, if you look at this company, remember this was a share of about 1.5 years ago that was trading, I think, was 24 rand. Now, of course, if you look at this chart, if I just show you, people will say, yes, Frans, but there's a buying opportunity. Look at the rally. I mean, it is 259. If I take it back, you will see that the share was 24 rand. So if you then look at the share, I mean, it just shows you that the momentum is slowly but surely drying up. And what is the important one here? Let's just have a look here. Lower highs are in place. There you are. It's staying with this line. And if it breaks that, 254.99, let's make it 255. If it breaks 255, SASOL can really go lower. And why is people disappointed about the share? And they're not happy with the share because they believe everything must go up. Well, let's have a look. If it breaks 255, yes, it can go lower. And I think I've got 2 targets. There's one gap. Who are the Ruben? There's the one gap. There's the other gap. And your targets, if you really want to buy, will be between 251.54 and 250 on the dot. And the other gap is 234.89 and 231.99. So yes, Ruben, maybe a little bit of selling to take place here. Strong support here. If this support breaks, it will be a high, a lower high, and a lower low confirmed. Well, let's have a look at South32. Nelson wants to know about South32. And I really hope that I've got time to show you guys Richmond, because, I mean, that share is actually running like you can't believe. Well, in this market that everything is just shining, I like this share. Maybe it can give us a little bit of a bounce here. Nelson, and I'll tell you why. Let's have a look here. End is down. You are been sold off for a while now. What I like about it, can you see this dragonfly candle? This dragonfly candle tells me that there is some buyers around. So maybe after the sell-off, they say, listen, it is a pity that South32 is so low, we must buy it. And where will the buying signal appear? Above 39.40. You can maybe see a nice bounce to the top, but make use of a stop loss of 38.46, and your targets to the top will be 39.99, 40.50, and even 41.49 if it really starts to go. Well, that's the end of the first session, and we will chat again. Please visit our website, www.fransdeklerk.com.